Hi, everybody, and welcome to our week 3 Bachelor in Paradise recap. I'm here with Tyler, as always. We were supposed to have our fan favorite Mikey here, but he's not feeling very well, so we wish him get wells and hope he's back with us next week, hopefully. And you can follow me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975. And after you finish watching this video, if you go over to yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16 and get caught up on all of that stuff before the show starts tonight at 9, that would be amazing. And tell them where they can find you, Tyler.
Hello, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
Awesome. Awesome. Sorry we're a couple days delayed. Things kind of caught fire at Tyler's work, so.
A little unexpected.
Yeah, things can't be helped, but we're back and we're ready, and not that exciting of an episode. Not a lot of drama.
But it was still good.
It was still good, and there's still a bit of crazy going on, but not as dramatic. But we're in for a good next week, I think. So
yeah, next week is going to be good.
I think this is the calm before the storm, so to speak. So we start off this episode with the fallout from last week's rose ceremony and Elise's
crazy speech.
Crazy speech. Like, no one understands what Elise is doing. Like, do you think she set Dylan up so she could do that?
I think maybe probably a little bit of her was like, oh, if I do this, this might happen. But I don't think we'll ever know.
Like, I'm kind of wondering if, because Chris kind of accepted that rose, no questions asked. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean,
that's true.
Like, do you think maybe she was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, like, and this is what I want to say, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So, just play with me, kind of thing.
If she did, she's like great for television. And
yeah, I don't know. So yeah, like Graham is like, I don't know what she did. Nobody is happy with her, and they're all looking at her because the minute she cuts Dylan loose, she's all over Chris. It's like, you have like a 10-second rebound time. Like, you don't.
She really does.
Like,
and like she's already convinced that she's falling in love with Chris, and it's just like, girl, you need to check yourself.
Yeah, cool. As John would say, cool your jets, cool the jets. Let's get over one before you. And I mean, she was never really into Dylan. I mean, if you can get over someone that fast, you weren't really
into them.
So yeah, and then they come back from this rose ceremony. I guess back to the main. I don't understand how this is set up, but they come back to the main house.
And it doesn't even look like a house. It look like I want to know how they're staying dry in the rain.
Yeah, it's like a treehouse. And Danielle from Juan Pablo's season is there.
What do you think about her being there?
I liked her on. She was a little boring, like.
Yeah, she was just kind of there.
Yeah, Juan Pablo cut her loose pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But she was alright. But I guess she was there for Markel. Like, I don't know if they were cast specifically, like, okay, who would you like to meet? And they kind of cast specifically and then just threw in some, like, randoms to, like, mess with the relationships.
Like, I'm confused as to how, like, close after The Bachelorette started that they started filming this. Because how it, like, by the time Men Tell All, it was already filmed. So, like... Yeah. How would they even know who Markel is?
It's only a month. So.
Like, I don't know. It just I would like to know the time frame of things. That would make things a lot more easier to understand. Yeah, because
she was there specifically for him, but then later in the episode she said that she didn't know anybody else, but there's a whole slew of them there from Andy's season. So if she knew Markel, how did she not know Marcus?
Right.
And Dylan's gone already, but.
And like I feel like that's what a lot of the people on this show have said. Like, I came here just because you're here. Like, when they got the phone call, did they say, okay, give me the roster of everyone who's going to be on the show, and then I'll tell you if I'll do it?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, did they go to Ashley and say, okay, who would you like to hook up with, and then go to that person and say, hey, this is the show we're doing? Kind of like.
It had to have been.
And then just cast some randoms that would kind of mess with the flow.
Yeah.
Because, like, even Zach was like, I kind of wanted Jackie.
Yeah,
to be here. So like I just
it's a little weird.
it's a little weird, but so Danielle is there and she's there for Markel, so she obviously asks Markel to go on a date, and who just got a rose from Michelle. So Michelle
And
ain't
her
happy.
face, no, not happy at all. She's very upset.
And if you're gonna piss off one person in the house,
You don't piss off Michelle.
yeah, A, she's the Bachelor's like princess. Like
Yeah,
producers
you,
do everything for her, but
you
yeah,
just
so
don't do that.
yeah, and like Danielle's another crazy one. Danielle was very sane on Juan Pablo's season, but now she's like, I'm gonna go on a date with the guy I'm gonna marry. Like, what's going
Yeah,
on? Like, in what universe are you guys living in that like a date means marriage?
yeah, that's kind of a little confusing. Like, no, especially because they don't even know them yet.
Yeah, like they're moving so fast. I'm just like, holy crap! Like I dated my husband for like 6 years before we got married.
Yeah, like you don't just like go on one date and then think, okay, let's get married when they haven't even been on a date yet.
It's just it's bizarre. It's bizarre.
It
So they
is.
go, yeah. So they go. I did they get like a discount on like a 2 day like jet or like plane to Campeche,
They must
Mexico?
have.
Because that's they go off in their jet or not their jet, but their
They're
private
playing.
plane to another side of Mexico, and they're just I don't know they didn't do much, but
No,
they had fun I guess, and Markel was
he was into it.
yeah he was into it, and he's just loving that he's getting all his air. I think he's gotten more airtime in 3 weeks than he ever
Ever
got on
did
the
on The
whole.
Bachelorette.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
he's
like,
just
go Markel. He kind of deserves it. I feel
yeah
like
he's a player. Like
he
he's a
is.
player, and yes, and there's nothing like all the drama's happening at the house. So now Michelle is at home and she's beside herself, going, oh, "No, I'm into Robert now." Like when was she ever into Robert?
Yeah, that's completely threw me for a loop.
So I'm not crazy. Like I never saw her interested in Robert.
Yeah, I never saw that either. Please tweet us if we were just completely crazy and missed that.
Yes, tweet your questions, hashtag #WhyReAlive, or put them in the YouTube room below. Yeah, I didn't, it was out of nowhere. But she's playing the game, that's the thing. Like, she's got to, she knows she's got to attach herself to somebody until she finds someone that likes her back.
But yeah, she's like, but for her to say, I completely regret choosing him over Robert. I should have definitely chose Robert in the first place. Never should have chose Markel. All that kind of crap. Like, I don't. It just seemed.
Yeah, like, was Robert ever in the running?
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So, it's,
But apparently he's into her,
yeah,
according to Claire.
yeah, and according to everybody, like, anybody, it's like they're too afraid to tell Michelle the truth. Like, if they don't
Yeah.
if they don't tell her that he's into her, like she's gonna go batshit crazy on them. So they're all feeding her like, "Oh, I love Robert. I'm into Robert. Oh yeah, he's really into you too." Meanwhile, he's like totally into Sarah over there.
Right.
But like, it's so bizarre.
It really
It's
is.
so
Like, I
bizarre.
don't understand it.
Yeah. So Claire and Michelle decide to make this like double date with Zach and Robert, unbeknownst to poor Zach and Robert. Like, these two guys are clueless over on the beach, and these girls are plotting like their weddings over the time. Now, what do you think of Michelle going up to Claire and saying, "Listen, this is what's going to happen"? Do you think she was doing it to spare her, or do you think she was doing it to hurt her?
I think she was doing it a little bit 50-50. Probably for TV, I would say maybe to little devil's advocate here, she probably could have done it to hurt her, but I think at the same time she probably could have done it to spare her.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of tough to read.
Yeah, it just seems so weird. And like Sarah was like so upset after she found out, and then she's outside, and of course she's upset, and she probably thinks that Robert knows, because
Yeah.
Michelle never said, well, it's a surprise double date. She just said we're going on a double date. So she thinks that Robert knows. So when Robert comes out, she's like, well, what are the plans for tonight? And he's like, nothing. So now she's probably thinking he doesn't want to tell her. Like, I can just imagine the shit going on in poor Sarah's head, because it would be going on in mine. Like,
Right. I would be the same way.
I would be Sarah. Like, I love that girl. And I could just, oh, my heart broke for her. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, poor, like, why does
Hashtag poor
Michelle,
Sarah.
poor, yeah, and like, why does Michelle, like, she can get any guy she wants.
Yeah, she
With a
really
body
can.
like her, the confidence she's got, the sexiness that she exudes, she could get any
Any
dude on
guy.
that island.
Yeah.
She's picking the nice guys, and I think it's a strategy. Like, she probably thinks, oh, well, if I try to go for the Chris Bukowski or like the Marcus, or like, like the hotter one, like, I don't, not that they're not all good looking, but like, you know what I mean? Like the more
Yeah.
cocky, confident ones, I don't think she thinks she's gonna do as well with them.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
So she goes for the ones she can get.
Right.
Yeah. So now Robert doesn't understand why Claire's upset, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna leave her for a few days," which would infuriate the shit out of me.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little high maintenance. I'm discovering that I'm probably a very high maintenance girl.
I don't think so.
But I don't know. I demand communication all the time. So it's like, I demand communication all the time.
Communication is key.
Communication is key. So yeah. Now Elise gets her date card and goes after who? Who's she gonna go
Chris.
for? Chris, maybe? You think?
I think,
I
well,
don't know. Of course she goes to
she
Chris,
goes
right?
for Chris.
And the dude hurts his knee getting ready for the date. Like,
This
what?
poor guy.
I'm like, what did you
Like,
do? I
I
wish they
don't.
had showed what he had done. Like, they just showed him limping up the steps.
Yeah, I like how the actual like star of the show gets hurt, and we don't even get to see it. But the production assistant breaks his ankles, and we get a dramatic like instant
Well,
replay
the
with
production
actors.
assistant, granted, had Chris Bukowski jumped off a balcony, we might have gotten to take a look at that. But slipping
Well,
on
I
some
mean,
sand, I don't think is so dramatic that you need a reenactment or
well, I
whatever.
guess so.
But so he hurts his knee, but he's powering through the pain. I'll give him props. I mean, the guy powered through the
He
pain.
tried his best.
Like, he got on that plane, he went to Campeche,
Yeah,
he went into the pool with her, he came out of the pool with her,
he was all for it.
spent the night with her, ended up in the hospital the next morning. This is where Andy's budget went.
Yeah,
Like, we've had 2 hospital visits already, another one on the way next week.
this is all the. This is where all the bachelor money went.
Like, they had to up their medical insurance, like, right at the beginning of her season, just because.
Watch all of the dates in the next Bachelor season will take place in the mansion. Like they won't even leave the mansion at all.
Exactly. It's like they sequester half the house and like, okay, you go to the pool now. That's about it. So what do you think of this whole, like, here's your 2 rooms?
I think it's kind of interesting because you kind of get to see like how they feel about each other. But I mean, you obviously, I feel like if you're put in that situation, you obviously have to go to the same room.
Yeah.
You look like a complete like jerk if you don't go to the room with them. At least that's the way I feel.
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, you've known them for 12 days. Like, are you really at the point in your relationship where you should be sleeping in the same bed?
I don't know, like, but I mean, if they feel there's something there, there's something there. But
Like, I mean, if they want to, that's perfectly fine, but I don't think there's any shame in saying, you know what, I don't think that we're ready for this yet.
Right. It's completely up to the person.
Yeah, so they stay in their one room, and while they're doing their dirty, we have the double date by the beach. And Michelle is just, oh, this chick is crazy. Like, she was all about Markel. Like, they all just kind of go,
Gung
they,
ho over one
yeah, they
person
flip.
for 15 seconds.
Yeah, and she's like, I knew it was you when I was waiting for Sarah to call your name, and I felt like, felt what? Like,
Yeah. She definitely is playing this game. That is for sure. She's getting her full extent of her 15 minutes of fame.
yeah,
She's all about this.
she is the Rachel Riley of the
Oh my God,
Bachelor
she so
franchise.
is the Rachel Riley of Bachelor.
Like, she's done a season of I'm surprised she hasn't been the Bachelorette yet. Like, I am shocked they haven't brought her back for her own season. Could you imagine that season?
Oh, like the drama that would happen. Oh my God, can we start the Twitter campaign right now?
Like, Michelle Money for Bachelorette. Like,
I don't know, but then I feel like once she's been the Bachelorette, then she couldn't do Bachelor in Paradise, stuff like that, like these
it's
type of
true.
shows.
But does she not exude, like, desperation, though? Like, for someone,
I feel like anyone who plays on this show multiple times exudes desperation.
but I don't get where it comes from. Like, look at her. Like, the girl is gorgeous. How
Look
is
at
she
any of
not
these people. Any of these people. I would like to know how any of these people are single.
how has she not found a guy? And like, and not just is she gorgeous, but I mean, she's confident and she's not afraid to go after what she wants. Like, if she can walk up to someone on an island and do this, why can't you go up to someone in your real life and say, I want you?
But that could also be a very big turnoff to a guy. Someone that's too confident.
I don't know. She's an enigma to me. I don't understand how
It
she
is,
hasn't found
but
someone.
that's how everyone is to me. I feel like everyone on the show is like supermodel status, and I don't get how they're not with somebody.
Yeah, but then you look at like poor Sarah, who yeah, she's beautiful, but she doesn't have like, and like even Danielle, beautiful, but didn't have the confidence of a
Confidence.
Michelle.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they're all gorgeous people, but I mean, some are more overtly come get me,
yeah,
like your Courtney Robinsons and your Viennas, and like, yeah, and then you got like Sarah who's sitting there in the corner crying because she doesn't think Robert's good enough for her, and I'm like, no, no, honey, you go get your man. Like, I,
it would be
I,
kind of interesting to see more people that have like no confidence and aren't batshit crazy all together on one season,
they'd all
and
be
then
crying.
and then just see if that couple lasts in the end.
Yeah, like my heart just broke for poor Sarah. Like, I
Yeah.
just want her to get over, like, because she had the confidence. I think because she had the confidence with Marcus and she went for it, and then he chose Lacey. Like, I don't know if that kind of set her back a little bit because she went in there going, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to do
That's
all of
true,
this.
and
And
that
then,
can kind of like you said, we're only 12 days in, so she could still be like, well,
yeah, like,
hung up on that,
Marcus knocks her down, and then you got Michelle Money honing in
on your
on your
man.
guy. So, like, yeah, I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad. And then, well, this, like, the double date is over, and then Raquel and Danielle come back from their date, and Elise and Chris are still over in Mexico or in Campeche or whatever the hell it is. And they're all sitting around the fire, and then you see like this silhouette come up the beach, and it's Jackie from Sean's season,
Season.
and she is a smoke bomb. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, and Michelle is just like, oh god, because they were on the same. No, she was on Brad's season. Never mind. So she's just like, oh my god, like, oh my god, like, because I think she's the only one there with. She's only a woman there with kids too.
Yeah.
So she, like, once you got, I mean, Michelle's body for a woman with a child is freaking
Amazing.
phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like, she's saying she's got stretch marks, and I was looking in that little bikini she was wearing, and I don't see no stretch
You
mark.
didn't see me.
But, like, your body gets lumpy after you have a baby. So like, she's sucking it in and like, oh, she doesn't need to, but like
Yeah.
she's in her 30s and you got a baby, like you've had a baby, and then you got like these 20 somethings running around with no kids and no stretch marks, and they're all tight everywhere. Like, I'd be nervous too. So I thought Jackie did this really well though. Like when she came in and she's like, because she had, they have the date card, so like, and she looks around the fire and like, you can kind of see the couples, but she asked, she's like, okay, who is with who, so that you don't step on any toes. And they're
But
like,
I
no,
feel like,
we don't ask that question. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't feel like that's a question that you're here to find love. I don't feel like you should have to worry about stepping on anyone's toes. No one is like committed to someone at this point. How do you feel about them like coming in later as opposed to just starting all at one time?
I I see why they're doing it. I think it's really hard for them to come in and like, I mean, look, like Danielle comes in, she's got really no chance. Like, you got one shot because the later you could, I mean, it's okay, like week 2,
Yeah,
nothing's
but
really started, but now, like, relationships have formed. Like, I mean, Lacey and Marcus are
Marcus is
pretty
meant to
much
go since
married.
week 1.
They're pretty much married.
Yeah.
Ashley won't let anybody go near her guy or she'll cut you. Like,
I feel like it's a complete disadvantage to
it is.
whomever it is that comes in later. I would have rather them all start at one time. The drama probably wouldn't have been there throughout the whole season, but it would have made things, I don't
But
know.
then you don't have the odd even number. You would have to start out with like more guys. You'd have to start out with more guys than girls or more girls than guys to make the eliminations happen though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel bad. So like you and at this point, like if you're sitting around a campfire, you can see that
People are
these are
paired off.
pairs, these are pairs, these are pairs. So she's just kind of looking for the people that aren't paired off.
Perfect.
So like
Yeah.
Marcus like just gets off the plane with Danielle, and Jack's like, okay, Markel. He's like, okay, and
Okay, I'll go.
Danielle's like, fuck. What would you do
Which,
if
I
you were
mean,
Markel?
is kind of understandable.
Would you have said yes?
Well, of course I would have said yes because you're playing a game. You're trying to get as far as possible. You're going to do whatever's possible to get to the end. But I don't know if really jumping off the plane and saying yes 45 seconds later is probably the best decision with everyone there. But
Yeah. So yeah. So he says yes. So in the morning they're going on their date, which is just bizarre. Like,
would you have said yes?
oh, I'm the kind of person that would feel bad for saying no, so I probably would, just because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
But like in his position, I don't know. Like he's gonna burn a lot of bridges quickly. I feel like
But who's
doing
she
that.
else she gonna go after?
I
Like,
know, but like if he has no connection, with her, like he okay, so he just heard Danielle, so there's no rose from her, and he just heard Michelle, so there's no rose from her. So it's he had 3 chances, and now he's
well,
down to
he's
1.
giving out the roses, so he's in charge, so he doesn't have to
Well, I mean,
worry.
like in the
He
coming weeks.
knows. He's sitting there pretty because he knows I got 3 chicks that want my
That's
rose.
that's true. That's true.
Whoever the rose I give it to now, if I water that relationship in the next couple of days when they're in power, then I'll get my rose back. Like,
That's
he's
true.
got nothing to lose. Like, if he goes on these dates and goes, oh no, no, didn't like her, Michelle, you're the one,
Yeah.
then Michelle would come running back to him. I
Yeah.
bet you any
That's true.
money.
Probably.
Probably. So
So they go on their date.
they go on there, yeah. They go on
Daniel's
their
still really
date.
upset.
Yeah. Oh my God. And Robert is becoming the Dylan. he's just like, oh my God, she's stressing me out. She wants to meet my dad. Like, she wants to meet my parents. He's like, we haven't
Yeah,
even gone on a date yet. Like,
that's a
can we back the
little.
truck up? Like, and like he feels like he never even got. He did really. He didn't. He did not get a choice in this relationship. She showed up, said, "I want you. I'll cut a bitch that goes near you."
That's
And he was like,
true.
"If I want to stay on the island, I
Gotta
guess
go
I'm
with
with
her.
you."
Yeah.
So the poor guy is. This is like bunny
This is
boiling.
hell for him.
Yeah. This is Mark Hell for him. That was my best part of the episode at the end. Yeah, and then we see a little bit of the Marcus Lacey relationship happen again. Like they're not gonna focus on them anymore because they're paired off and they're done.
Yeah, we're done with them.
Yeah, like there's no one's gonna touch them. Like
Yeah.
so it's just done. So yeah, so now Jackie and Markel go. Now does this not place not look just like where Claire and Robert went on their first date?
Yeah, it looked a lot like it.
I think they got because they took a plane to that date too, didn't they? If I remember.
Oh, I can't remember that if they did
But
or not.
yeah, like it looked like I think they got a deal in Campeche, Mexico. Like I don't know why they just didn't film the whole place there. Like why they're wasting money on private planes.
On a private plane, yeah.
to,
Or
to,
unless this is just TV magic and they get on a plane, lift the plane up in the air, and then bring it right back down.
but they showed a map.
Well, yeah, but that also could be TV. We don't know.
Yeah, but we can.
They,
You want me
this
to
whole thing
Google the
could have been
map of
filmed in
Mexico
LA.
right now? I'll Google it right now. Don't you make me Google this. So yeah, they're in the ruins. They're just walking around. I mean, it's amazing. Like I
Yeah, it's
love.
nice.
Yeah, it's these dates are a lot better than Andy's
Then,
European dates for
yeah,
sure.
way better.
You know, they're having a picnic, and they're actually speaking. Like they're actually having like a real conversation. Like, what's your
Yeah.
meaning of love and all this crap. And then he kisses her. I was like, Markel finally got a kiss. Like we've been watching this guy for like 4 months.
And he's yet to get a kiss, and
He
then
finally
bam.
got a kiss. Like I like almost stood up and cheered for him. I was like, yay!
He's finally getting his turn.
And then they ruined it with the high five.
Yeah,
After.
you don't high five. That's a no-no.
Like that was just Markel's weird. I
It's
love
just,
him,
yeah.
but he's so weird.
He's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say socially awkward because I don't know if that's the word, but I feel he's kind of socially awkward. Do,
Yeah.
do you get that vibe from him?
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, so he's got this like first date rule where he doesn't kiss on the first date ever. And
Which
he's
that's
like,
kind of, I think that's kind of an interesting, it's kind of an interesting rule. Because to me, I feel like you go on a date and you go and get a kiss on the first date, and that person is totally not into you. That's the way I would read it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But he's into her. And so this is the morning. And this is the same morning that Chris is in. They're all in Campeche, right? And so he's going to the hospital. He comes out in crutches. So then he ends up back at the. Sorry. So he ends up back in crutches with a knee brace, and he's just in all sorts of messed up pain.
He's a hot mess right now.
Yeah, he's a hot mess. I wonder what it'd be like to be in a Mexican hospital.
I would be scared out of my mind. I would not be wanting to get treated in Mexico. Sorry to anyone in Mexico who might be watching.
We love you, Mexico.
I don't know. I just feel like
Send all your hate tweets to Hyler_Hayes.
I just feel like I watched too many horror stories.
Too many horror stories. So what do you think of Sarah warning Elise that she's like moving too fast? Or
I feel like it was probably something that needed to be said because she is moving too fast.
Yeah.
You need to give a little girl a little heads up before she makes a complete fool out of herself.
Well, she already did that like
she already
last
did,
week.
but
The crazy train left that week.
True, but before she makes the picture even worse, she needs to
Oh,
adjust things.
yeah. And then we see a little bit of Zach and Claire, and now I'm not okay. Last year or last on her season of The Bachelor, one of my beefs with Claire was that whenever she wanted attention, she brought out her dead daddy stories. Now, I don't want to
Yeah.
get hate tweets because my father has passed away too. I totally understand where she's coming from, but she uses it a lot to get things, right? So now I guess it's like the anniversary of her father's death, and so now she's brought out dead daddy again. like
Yeah.
like
Which, I mean, I feel like since she's only been on The Bachelor and then this is her first time on Bachelor in Paradise, I feel like it's kind of a bad thing that we already know so much. Like, we, like, know that she can use this to get something that she wants.
yeah. So she's. I mean, I understand you're upset. Yes, I totally understand where she's coming from. I'm not hating on being upset, but it's just weird. Like she brings it out and shuts it down very
She
very
brings it out at the
quickly.
right moment and then
Yeah,
takes it away at the
it's just
right
very
moment.
quick how it comes in and it comes out, and it's like she's all of a sudden she's like, oh my god, a turtle! Like
Yeah, that's the kind of the issue with that.
yeah. So, but yeah, so then I guess she thinks that this turtle is like her father being there with her. I was like, oh god, I can't. Like Claire and the animals have just like you have to follow Claire's raccoon on Twitter. He's kind of funny. I love Claire's raccoon. And then I mean, in this whole episode, Ashley's been whining. We haven't had a date yet. I haven't had a date yet. So finally, production's like, shut the fuck up.
Let's give
Here's your
you a
date
date.
card. Here's your date card. So she gets her date, and of course she goes right to Robert. She's just like, "Who's that?" He's like, he's at this point. I think he's
Great.
like, great. Like, well, finally, I can go, and if I want to let her down now, I can say, well, we've had our date. Leave me alone, or it can work out.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, so they take their plane to Campeche. So freaking
They should
weird.
have just filmed the show there.
They should have just filmed the show there. And he's like, I don't want this to be serious. Like he's telling her, I don't want this to be serious. She's in her testimony like, oh my god, we're so gonna be like married.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, I mean, it kind of makes me feel a little bit sad for her.
yeah, like we're gonna have
'Cause she's
hot babies.
so
And
into him, and then he's so not into her. And it's kind of sad. Because at the end of the day, he is kind of stringing her along.
I think he's into her. It's not that I don't think he's into her. I just think he's not that in that place yet. Like
Yeah,
you
and so
know,
he needs to say that up
remember, she knows
front.
him from Instagram, so she's got him. Like
Like,
she's got him dead to rights. So,
yeah,
and he doesn't know her from Instagram, so he's got to catch up to her
that's
level
true.
of knowledge.
It's very true.
Social media is the downfall of everything. I swear.
It really is.
Like I love it, but
It's also awful.
it's the devil. It
It
really
really
is.
is.
It's the devil. So yeah, like, and then they like what was this awkward dancing in the streets?
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was the weirdest
I was like,
dates
I don't even
ever,
understand this.
ever. And then they
The
get
two
their
keys.
root, yeah, their two keys. And now Robert is like,
Did you think that
good
they would go
night.
together?
I was shocked that Ashley wanted to because if I remember correctly, and anybody watching, tweet me, comment below if I'm wrong, but she did not want to go to the fantasy suite with Sean.
I
I
can't
think she
remember.
ended up doing it, but I think like oh, I got a weird piece of hair. I think he had to like convince her and
Convince
like
her to go.
yeah,
Yeah.
and be like, nothing has to happen. Like, this doesn't have to be the inappropriate thing you think it's gonna be. Like,
Right.
So I was pretty shocked when like, and this was like, that's like a 9 week process for The Bachelor.
But
This
she's
is
really into him,
this has
so.
been 12 days plus all your Instagram dating in
But
your
she's really
mind.
into him,
In
so
your
she
mind.
in your mind.
So yeah, so I was actually shocked that she was willing to spend the night with him because
Yeah.
like I remember her being reserved about it on The Bachelor, and he was like, no, no, we need to pump the brakes on this. Like, I don't think it's
See, I feel like
appropriate.
he could have just done it and just gone along with it.
What's happened to you?
Like I don't know. I feel like like I don't know. I've had mixed feelings about this relationship. He's
You need to
going to
tell
string
him.
her along, and then it's just going to make matters worse. If he's not that into her, he needs to set that up front.
I don't think it's that he's not interested in her, though. I mean, just
I
because you
know,
don't.
but I mean, I don't feel like he's interested in her the way that she is interested in him. Like he's probably, oh yeah, this girl's kind of cute, and we can get along. Like maybe we'll go out on a few dates. But on the other hand, she's like, oh my god, like let's get married. We're gonna have these beautiful babies together, all this kind of stuff. Like, no,
But
he
there's
needs
no
to.
saying that he's not going to get to that point. He's just, I mean, he's known her for 12 days. She has known of him for months and months and months and has developed a relationship in her brain.
Yeah,
So I see like I can see him trying to develop the relationship, and maybe he thinks there is something there that will develop, but it's just not where she's at right now because he's normal and she's crazy.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, just she's a little nuts, and yeah. So then they come back the next day, and I guess time for our rose
Rose
ceremony. Thank
ceremony.
God. Like, these are exhausting shows to watch.
It really is. It takes a lot of time to like decompress after this.
It is. It's like, what's going on? Pause. What? Watch it again. And like, so Sarah and Robert talk because they haven't really spoken since like the double date thing, and they're so cute together. Like, I just
They
want
really
these
are.
two to like fall in love and have a nice relationship and like eventually get married and have like little babies and like just this is this is what it is. Like, and like he's like, this is Marcus's shirt because I guess the dude only typical guy he packs like 5 blue shirts. And she's like, well, we need to go shopping. Like, and that like those are the cute conversations. Then Michelle Money is like, who are you giving the rose to? Like, ah. And he's just like, I don't want to
Well,
talk about this. Well, I do. Like,
yeah,
it's just like
it's
he's got
completely
these
two
two
different
girls
things.
that are like the angel and the devil on each
Devil.
shoulder, and
That's a
it's just
perfect comparison.
like where do I go? Like this one's really mean, and this one's so sweet, but this one will probably put out, and this one won't. Like it's just the guy's got decisions to make. Is what I'm
He does.
saying.
He
He's
does.
got decisions to make, and like yeah, so Michelle thinks he likes Sarah, and so she's just trying to do
She's
and
like
say
completely stressed out about the whole thing.
exactly. Danielle's like, I'm leaving because there's nobody else here that I want. I think Markel likes Jackie, and like, and everybody else is paired off. So like, really, you got 4 people that are on the block. Like this is
Yeah,
big. This is Big
this
Brother
is
here.
Big Brother.
4 people on the block. So what? We got like Sarah and Michelle who are going after Robert, and then we've
Robert,
got Jackie and Danielle who are
Danielle,
going after Markel.
Cal.
And it's up to the dudes, and neither dude is saying anything to anybody about
Right.
anything. And Jackie actually says, like, how do you feel about Danielle? It's like, wow, you are bold.
Well, I mean, I feel like you have to be.
And it's just, yeah, it's these guys are crazy. And then we get to our actual like rose ceremony part, and of
Ceremony.
course, we've got our 4. We got Graham and Ashley, Zach and Claire,
Claire, Marcus and
Marcus and
Lacey.
Lacey, and then we got well our 3 knowns, and then we get Markel, who
Which,
picks Jackie.
are you
Which
surprised?
no, because he kissed her. I'm like, obviously, if
No.
he is breaking a first date rule,
He's gonna go with her.
he's going with her. There's no if, ands, buts in my mind. Like the minute he kissed her, I'm like, that's it.
Yep.
Those two are a pair now. Like, nothing's gonna break those two up. And then
Yeah.
Robert. So this is the one we've been waiting for. Is Robert gonna choose Michelle or is he gonna choose
Do Sarah,
Sarah? And what's it gonna be? And what's it gonna be? And he chooses Sarah, and I'm just like,
which I'm glad.
oh,
I'm glad that he did because
thank the Lord.
I feel like Michelle is the one that you can probably have fun with, if you know what I mean. But
Like
Sarah is gonna
if you
be
were
the
gonna
one that
play
you
the
can have
Mary,
shag kill.
yeah, who
He's
would you
probably gonna shag Michelle and he's gonna marry Sarah.
who would you kill?
Who would you kill? I would kill everyone else on the cast.
We played this game on last night's Big Brother show with Cody, Caleb, and Derek.
Oh, what were the answers? I gotta hear this.
Eric and I had this. We all basically Eric and Mike. We basically had the same answers. It was we would um
Shag
kill
Cody.
kill Caleb, shag. I think I said I would marry Cody. No, no, it was Zach. Zach, Cody,
Oh,
Zach, Cody, and Derek. Those were our three.
Zach,
Caleb
Cody,
was.
and Derek.
So we were all gonna kill Derek. We were all gonna marry Zach, and we were all gonna shag Cody.
I felt that answer coming on. But you'd really marry Zach as opposed to Derek? Oh
Well,
no.
no, he wasn't in the mix though. It was
Or
those three. What I find more disturbing is that I have the same interest in men as two gay men. So that disturbs me just a little bit. But yeah, so like if you're playing the shag marry kill game, like Michelle Money, you will.
you will shag.
You
If
be
you have any
shagging.
holes in you, you would shag Michelle Money.
Yeah, exactly. If you knew it was good for you.
Exactly.
So yeah, so Robert picks Sarah, and all is good in the world. God does exist. Chalk went up for the good guys. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Like
Michelle Money's gonna go home. Like it's gonna
exactly, because Chris B is next, and we all know who Chris B is choosing, right?
he's gonna choose
He's gonna choose Elise because
yeah.
they're shagging already now. Tell me, tell me the moans you heard from that hotel room were not. They were not pain moans.
No, they were not. They were moans of something else.
There might have been some pain moans in there, but I think it was probably me that he wanted. Uh, so he has his rose, and he's like, I can't offer you this. I have to leave. And for like a split second, everyone else is like, you fucking douche. Like, and he's like, but I want you to come with me. Would you have left?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I totally would have. If someone that I was having somewhat of a connection with asked me, because
To be your
no,
nurse. Someone you thought you would have, come be my nurse. Because that's
but
basically what she's been since they got back from their date. That's basically what she's been, is his nurse.
but like this is a weird scenario, like for them to even be in, and for them to have like form a connection in, and then for him to say, "I want you to quit and come like try and continue this connection in the real world." Like, of course you would say yes.
FYI, they're already broken up.
So see, she made the wrong decision.
So he asks Elise to leave, and she says yes. And then he's
But
like,
the next portion completely threw me for a loop.
go for it, talk.
When he was like, "Someone else here deserves true love," and then gives the rose to Michelle Money, I was like, "Hold up, sir, please. Put that rose back away and send her home." Like, no. Did you think that
Yeah.
was okay?
I would have rather him given it to Danielle, to be honest. I think Danielle needs a chance to meet Cody and Who
I think the
Cody?
producers had a little bit of a talk beforehand. Like, we know you're gonna go home. You should really ask Elise to go home with you, and then you should just give the rose to Michelle Money.
Exactly. Like we need to keep our star. Like
Exactly. Like,
our Rachel cannot leave the show just yet. Like
exactly.
if there was a buyback option, Michelle would be in there. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, it's no shock. I don't. I didn't like her to begin with, so
She's just like, I don't feel like she's there for love. She's there for the personality, like to be
oh,
the
she
TV
definitely is. She's
personality.
definitely playing, and I don't know what you're playing for because there's no
There's no
prize.
prize.
Like
Like, you
you're
probably get a
actually
stipend, but it's
here.
not very much.
You're like,
Like, you
I
here
don't even
just
think they would. It's only 30 days.
Survivor's only 39 days and you get $1 million.
Yeah, but that's not your stipend. You don't get a stipend on.
No, I know, but you get a little bit. I would say they have to get a little something for leaving their job for 30 days.
Well, that's your choice.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some people can't go without 30 days of pay.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine it being that much
It
though.
probably is not that, like, monumental, like, oh my God, I can quit my job now, that type of
Yeah,
money,
like
but
I
it's
think like
probably
when you're
something.
on like the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, you might get this a stipend for that. But and like I mean, this technically isn't considered a game show, so like I don't know what the rules are to this.
I'm excited for the finale just so we understand what the end result is, if
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like, just so we know what happens at the end.
yeah. Like, is there gonna be like an the um after the final
Wave, like something,
after
like,
the final ocean romp? Like I don't know.
yeah, like we need a season one,
Yeah.
like, and then we can talk about it in season two.
Yeah, like I need to know what's like.
What's gonna happen?
Did they stay together? Like, are we gonna have like a huge announcement of Lacey and Marcus being engaged? Or like, you know,
Do you think
like
we'll get
who?
a TV wedding
I hope
from this
so.
season?
God,
I
I
can
hope.
see that. Just because he was fan favorite on The Bachelor, right? And then they brought him back so quickly, I can
I think
picture
any
it.
love that happens on an ABC show, like
He's
on
gonna
this
get it.
franchise,
He's gonna get it.
they will, because that's what they want. They want the love. Like they want. They're
Well,
probably
yeah,
gonna get
that's
more love
true.
connection out of this than they ever will out of any Bachelor.
And the ratings have been like red hot for this show.
Oh, it's so
So,
crazy. Like
so I can totally picture that.
it's just so crazy, yeah. So like Chris gives his rose to Michelle, and then they have like this weird like threesome hugging.
Yeah, it was a little
It's just so bizarre,
awkward.
so bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what got me is next week. I don't know what are we gonna do next week because next week is two shows back to back, but one show airs the day we do our recap.
We're gonna need some Xanax and some alcohol to survive.
But
That's the first thing we need to get.
what is actually going on while we're doing this show? Like, what
Yeah,
are
we're
we
gonna
gonna
have to, like, what is gonna
like?
happen?
Should we push this back to Thursday next week
We we
so
might
we
be
can
we might have to.
talk because we can't do it Wednesday because we have the Big Brother show. But like,
We might have to push it back to Thursday.
we're having a meeting here, people. Tweet us
Sidebar.
what do you guys want us to do if
Tweet
people
us.
who are watching tweet us #YRLive, like tweet us personally, comment below this. If you're watching this on the website, like comment below it on the website. Do you want to see us on Thursday cover both Cray Cray episodes? Because I've seen the raccoon is back, Claire has knives, Ashley is fighting, there's a jungle walk that goes bad, ending with an ambulance ride, and Graham walks off.
And we know
That's
that's
one
all gonna
episode.
happen on Tuesday, probably.
That's Monday.
Oh, so
That
it's
was
not like it's not like a
no.
two-parter? Two
That was
consecutive
one
episodes?
episode, and then I kind of was like, I couldn't even wrap my brain around shit enough to even comprehend what was happening on the Tuesday night.
Oh
So
my God, okay, so we're gonna need, like, to take a moment. Like, this is gonna be a lot to take in.
we're gonna need time.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like I don't
Apologists got a little
know.
sweaty
Like, I
here.
think Claire and Ashley fight. I mean, it's
Shit's
guys
gonna
that,
get real, and so we're gonna have to go Thursday if shit's gonna get
yeah,
that real.
like, Ashley says something completely inappropriate to somebody. I mean, both Claire and Graham talk about it in the promo. I'm like, if this ends up being such a letdown,
Well, it will
I'm
be,
gonna be
but
irate. Irate. Like,
it will
irate.
be. It will be. Flashback to I Want Juan Pablo Dead. That promo, the biggest letdown I think in Bachelor history is
Yeah.
I Want Juan Pablo Dead.
So yeah, so I don't know what's going on next year. I can't even piece this together to like I don't know who's in the ambulance. Why does Claire have knives? Like, and sharpening them like
She's probably what probably is going to happen is someone at the restaurant that they're eating at is getting taken away in an ambulance. Claire's actually probably getting ready to cook dinner. Like that's really probably what's going to go down.
but she's talking to the raccoon again. So what's going
Well, I
on?
mean, he is a little loopy, so
I
maybe she gives her date card to the raccoon.
like this like I can't figure it out because does somebody go for Zach? Like nobody can go for Zach because it's the guys handing out the dates next week.
Oh yeah,
So I don't know what
this
happened
is
to
gonna be mind blowing.
push Ashley over the edge.
It's gonna be ratchet. I love it. It's gonna be so ratchet. I'm so
It
excited right
is,
now.
it is. So yes, tweet us what you want. Like we will do whatever you want. If you want this on Tuesday, we can do this on Tuesday, and then the thing is, I don't know if they're doing. I'm gonna have to check the listings. I don't know if they're doing this because next week they're not airing a
What do you mean?
show. Like
What do you mean?
yeah, like they're doing 2 weeks in one week because remember how they did it last season because
Oh
on any
yeah,
season because they had that interview with Hillary Clinton.
yeah, that
So
could be it.
I don't know if they're skipping a week on actual TV, so they put two in one so that they don't have to extend the
This
season out
season.
a week or what. So we're gonna have to check the TV guide too to see because if they're skipping a week, I would rather us keep going every week and not have like a big week break.
Yeah, because Dancing with the Stars starts on the 15th, so they have to be done by the 15th. So yeah, and it's only a 6 week program.
Yeah. And Bachelor
So
Canada starts on the 18th of September.
does it really? You're gonna have to send me a link for that.
Ugh. It's on Thursdays too. It airs at the same freaking time as Big Brother. What am I gonna do here?
Well, you only have Big Brother for another month.
It'll be like 2 weeks of
Yeah.
overlap, but I
Who do you think's going home tonight on Big
Zach.
Brother?
Zach.
Zach.
Okay, time. We've ended our
That
Bachelor in
concludes the Bachelor in
Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah, recap, and we will be back next week sometime. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. Watch the Twitter.
Yes, popular demand.
I just said watch the Twitter. Like who
Watch
am
the
I,
Twitter.
Grandpa? Like watch the Twitter.
Watch the Twitter. Watch our tweets. Follow at Reality Recaps too, because he tweets out all of our promos too. So if you're not following him, follow him. And yeah, Zach is going. Who do you think is going to come back in the buyback though?
It's gonna be. It'll probably be Hayden.
I've
I want a girl.
seen
I want a girl to come back. I want
I've
a girl.
seen a picture of it. I've seen a picture of the competition,
Uh huh.
and I have to draw it out. Basically, what it is, it looks like a wrestling ring, and then okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like this is a shitty picture, but it was basically a wrestling ring, and so like 4 people will be here. I have a feeling it's gonna be like balls that you have to like balance and get into the middle, and like
Oh yeah.
maybe try to knock them off or something.
Oh yeah. That would be. I don't know. I feel like it's really between 3 people. Jocasta has no chance. Sorry, Jocasta fans, but she
Are
really
there
has no
Jocasta
chance.
fans out there?
There's a few out
Sorry, did I
there.
say that out loud?
I feel like Nicole, she has won a few competitions, so she has a chance. but it's really between Hayden and whoever it is that gets evicted tonight.
Oh, who posted that picture?
If
Sorry.
Zach goes, Zach will raise the most hell, I think, coming back.
So will Nicole.
That's what I'm
Nicole?
saying. But I really don't feel like she has enough. I'm just so flabbergasted that they're coming back after doing press.
They've done. Well, they've only done Jeff, right?
No, they did Hollywood Reporter. They did all the press. That's what's blowing my mind because like last year when they brought them back, like there was no press at all.
Do you think they were very? Sorry, I'm just trying to find this picture that I had. Do you think they were like the questions were very?
The questions were all very game related, but it was like knowing everything that you know now, what would you do going back to the game and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I feel like that's going to kind of
Well,
take.
but you think of. But if you think about it, I mean, they're going to ask those questions to themselves anyways. But I'm sure the questions that they were asked were like pre-approved as to not tell them anything that they wouldn't know.
Right. I don't. I would like to, even though I hated her voice and I hate her. I would like to see Nicole come back because I think she is going to make the game exciting.
We need another, definitely, because we need another girl. We need these girls to come in and just put the shit aside.
And
Let,
work together because
yes.
I think that if Nicole and Christine could work together again and patch things up, I think they could go far and they could just bring Victoria along because I think Victoria's going to go to the end no matter what. She's going to get Brittany Haynes and brigaded. She'll get taken till the end.
She might actually get Gina Marie too, and just sat in the final two because she did nothing. I
She
mean,
did exactly.
Gina Marie did way more than Victoria ever did,
Well, yeah, Gina Marie was
and
a
got brought
competition
back,
beast.
got brought back. I mean, this girl has been literally furniture.
She
So
has.
like, no one even knows her name. Like,
Can we discuss Kathy Griffin's thing about her though?
oh my
Oh my
god.
god, made my life.
Oh my god, it was amazing, amazing. And
And
his
then
one
she
about
was
Zach,
like,
her zing to Zach was like
that
it made my world.
that was the best one.
And then Zingbot's zing to Frankie. I don't think I've ever seen a reaction to a zing like Frankie's got.
Yeah.
The whole cast was like, like I mean, Danielle's one about the restraining order, like that one always sticks in my mind. Like he outzang that.
Yeah.
Like he was good this year. Like and
He
Kathy
really
Griffin
was.
was just
I'm so glad to see her in there.
so great. But oh my god, there's a funny blog you guys have to read. I think I retweeted it. It's from Crasilia Love. I'm trying to find her. Trying to find her Twitter handle. It was so hilarious. She did this like crystal ball look at what life after the finale was gonna like directly after the finale was gonna be, and oh, it was hilarious. At Crasilia Love, Krazilia, then Love. It was hilarious. Like she had like this whole conversation scripted out between Victoria and Derek, and like every time she said Victoria's name, she said it with a different V name because nobody knows her name. Like nobody can remember her name. So she's like Velma and Valencia and Valerie, and like one day time she called her Vacancy. It was the best, and the way she wrote it, like she captured Victoria's speech to the letter, like to the dime, like Derek, like it was the most amazing thing I've read in a very long time.
You do know what's going to happen though is that post-season, Victoria's going to be the one that milks the fame the most. I can already see
You don't think
the
Frankie's
Twitter.
gonna milk this the most? Come on, come on.
No, no, it's so going to be Victoria. I think they'll go as a pair and milk it. I can already see like the club hosting promotion pictures on Twitter with her hosting events and all that kind of stuff. Like I can already see that.
Yeah, it's so good, but I don't know. Yeah, I think Zach is definitely going. There was no 11th hour Hail Mary for him this week. And I feel bad that he got shafted the way he got shafted. Like
Yeah.
that whole Team America mission was a bunch of bullshit. So I want him to come back just because he's fun. Like he's funny and like I think if he came back, he would actually work with Donnie and try to
Yeah,
get at
that's true.
Derek. But I don't know.
Derek needs to go. If anyone else thinks that they're going to get a check, they need to get Derek out of there.
Do you follow Kathy Griffin on Twitter?
No. Why
Because
would she be?
she posted a video of one of the zings that they didn't show, and she was like, "NSYNC called." It was to Derek. They're like, "NSYNC called. They want their '90s facial hair back." And he's like, "You guys all said it looked good." I'm like, oh my god.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so like there's so many zings we didn't even hear. Like I would love for CBS just to air like one day just have a special of all the seasons of Zingbot of
That we
all the
didn't
unaired
see.
all the unaired
Yeah.
footage we never got to see because I'm sure there was some great shit that just had to be on the cutting room
But I
floor.
find it really interesting they did the OTEV and Zing back to back and then had the celebrity all in the same like 2 weeks. Like what do we have to look forward to the rest of the season?
I think this is the most boring season ever.
Like there's no like and that's what I don't get why in the most boring season they would put all the three big events that happen in the season at one time.
It's supposed to be the most twisted season ever. This is the most untwisted season ever. Like you can
But
map the season out. So
do you
I don't
think
know.
do you think two people are going to come back? Do you think someone's going to come back at a later date?
I don't know. I mean, if you listen to Eric, I mean, and he's right. If you do the math, it
Someone else
has to
has to come
happen.
back. I think
But
that
they could. I mean, they always like normally they do two double evictions in a fast forward week. If they take out a fast forward week, they don't have to bring another person back. If they take out a double eviction, but a double eviction is what like drives us. Like that's what we live for as fans.
yeah.
Like like
Well, yeah, I guess they wouldn't have to do the one where they do it the day before the finale.
yeah, like the instant eviction. Like normally there's like an
Yeah,
instant eviction or whatever.
I guess they wouldn't have to do that one. But
I
I
don't know.
feel like it'll be whenever Frankie goes, whoever went the week before Frankie, and then they'll have to battle it out to come back.
I don't think they would do another comp though. Like I think if they were going to bring another person back, it would have to be like a vote, like an America vote.
Yeah, and that would ensure Frankie coming back.
So, but it would have to happen a week. Like it couldn't be like an instant. Like
Yeah.
you would need the week to vote. So I don't see how that can happen. I don't know. I don't know. But Eric is at the Big Brother viewing party in New Jersey today. I'm so freaking jealous.
Yeah, I saw
He's with
that.
Adam and Gina Marie and Mike Harlow, the guy we had on our show yesterday, who was hilarious. If you're not following Mike Harlow, you have to follow Mikey the Harlow. God, there's so many other people there. Like Eric Stein is there.
It's probably gonna be more exciting than the actual episode.
Yeah, I'm so freaking jealous. You better call me when he comes home. So, but yeah, we should wrap this up. 7:30. We've been on for an hour, so week 3 is in the books. Close it, shut it. I can't wait to open for week 4. Oh my god.
It's gonna
This is
be
gonna
juicy.
be amazing. You can follow me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975, and you can grab my Big Brother blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. And if you go to the homepage and under Amazing Race, my Amazing Race Canada blogs are there, which is an amazing season. They went to France this week. It's so good. It's so emotional, but so good at the same time. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's where you can find me and all my stuff. And what are you doing?
You can find my Kardashians recaps and my Bachelor in Paradise recaps on yourrealityrecaps.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
All right, and we will catch you next week. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday.
Okay.
Stay
Thank
tuned and
you.
watch the space. Bye.